So welcome to my supplement station. Here we have amino acid, vitamin D, another amino acid, and then the antibacterials. So this is to support the immune system, this is to prevent vitamin D deficiency, and this is to kill off the bad gut bacteria. Pretty freaking wild. 2 more weeks of this, and I check back in with Goji Man and see where to go from there. So far so good. I'll update you guys right now. Alright, so one of the biggest things that I've noticed with this treatment plan is things are super gradual. The first time around when I was healing my eczema all on my own and just following basically YouTubers' advice, some blog spaces, and then the handful of plant-based doctors who essentially recommended a whole foods plant-based diet, low in fat, no processed food, no oils and things like this, basically just to fit my illness in order to help treat it, but no straight doctor diagnosis type of treatment plan. And it worked, you know, for some time. I mean, it took a lot longer than I would have hoped or would have needed. It took about like 8 months to see any like remission in my eczema, and surely enough, maybe the first time around I needed more time with healing, or maybe maybe I could have used a treatment plan to sort of do this more efficiently. Either way, I know that this takes time and it requires a lot of patience. So right now I don't have very high expectations for a speedy recovery. What I do have expectations for is a more permanent recovery. So I'm sort of in it for the long haul this time around. Today is about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Today's day 12 of the antibacterials, and there's 9 more days of treatment. So I'm halfway through. I've noticed a lot of good changes, but at the same time, not big ones. So since starting the program altogether, I see a total of maybe 15-20% reduction in my symptoms and overall eczema. So that comes in the form of itching less at night. So now I can sleep, I have less anxiety, less insomnia. Number 2, less overall redness and this sort of oozing type of itchiness, which results in sort of more peace of mind. You know, I'm not tearing my skin up and sort of destroying it. Now when I scratch, yeah, it's no good and it does cause some flaking, but it's not the same lasting damage as sort of like the beginning stages of eczema when the flare-up is really inflamed and sensitive. And then lastly, I've noticed a lot more flexibility with my skin, and it's sort of recovering to a little bit more of a normal place, less of that coarse, really dry skin. It still has some of those elements of when I had eczema before I started my treatment plan, but it's sort of just a little bit more bearable. One thing I wanted to highlight though is that despite not being where I want to be with my skin, you know, I want to have perfectly clear skin, or at least like 80-90% clear, so that I can sort of wear my t-shirt at work, I can wear a t-shirt to bed and sort of just not think about it, and just to the point where you don't have to think about your eczema. It's just not on your mind. It's on my mind, maybe not nearly as much, but it's, excuse me, it's still there. What I have noticed is that I'm sort of at peace with it, you know. It's not so much that the treatment plan did that for me as much as I did that for me. You know, I trained myself after reading lots of books, after watching lots of, you know, talks and videos, and just sort of exploring this state of mind when something is like a super obstacle in your life. Like that's what you think about day and night. It could be a disease, it could be a relationship, it could be a dilemma, or, you know, it could be a lot of things for different people. And exploring not so much how to change those feelings, but why you have those feelings, and sort of having them sit with you just as a pleasant or a nice feeling will sit with you, and you sort of just want to understand it. You don't want to wish it away, you don't want to like explain it or analyze it, but just sort of sitting with it. So I've become a lot better at sitting with uncomfortable thoughts or being in discomfort, because I know that this is, I'm on a path to recovering and healing from this. So it's part of this roller coaster journey to fully healing my skin. So once I started recognizing that, and recognizing that, you know, there are going to be ups and downs on the path of recovery, it makes it a lot easier to deal with the downs and to enjoy the ups. So you sort of have this balance. So I'm sort of relatively in the same place with my skin, maybe just a little bit more ease and less discomfort from day one. But I've come to handle it a lot better psychologically. Now, once the treatment of these antibacterials stop and I start to, you know, wean off the supplements, it's not like that day everything's going to be 100% perfect, and I'm well aware of that. Like day, you know, whatever, 35 on my calendar that says no more supplements or antibacterials, that's not the day when my skin looks 100% clear. It's the day when, you know, it's just another day of recovery. You know, it's just a game of patience. It's just a game of feeding your body the nutrition so that it can do its job to slowly recover you from this disease state. You know, it took 7-8 months to fully engage this flare up to the point where I was like, I need professional help. So in the span of 3 weeks, things have changed dramatically. So I have no doubt in another 2-3 months, which is less than half the time that I've been involved in this bad flare-up, I'm going to see some dramatic changes. So I'm absolutely at peace with how long this is going to take, my expectations, my feelings from day to day, my feelings from day to night. Anyway, so things are going super well. I'm optimistic about how things are going, but I'm pessimistic enough not to get carried away with too much, like, oh, this is going to be the cure-all, I'm going to never have eczema again, I'm going to be 100% healed by the time I finish my supplements. No, I'm well grounded in reality, but I'm optimistic enough that when things are not going so well or they're not looking so bright, I'm you know, keeping myself in touch with that feeling of, no, things are going to be getting better, you're doing a great job, just keep working, stuff like that. So you need a healthy balance, and I think I've been striking that pretty well. Hope that helps you guys. Keep you updated, keep up some new and other videos, and you know, thanks again for the support, and thank you so much, especially to Goji, man. Like, I wouldn't be nowhere near close to this happy place that I am right now, even with the imperfections that I have and the far distance that I have to go to fix my problem. I would not be nowhere near as close without his help and without a lot of other people's help. So I thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.